wrong one. Or maybe I'll just stop this and get things rolling. All right, thank you everybody for joining us today for Sandra Sheber's memorial. My name is Cheryl, I'm her sister. This is my boyfriend Michael lurking in the background. We're gonna go ahead and get things started. Thank you all for joining us. Our agenda today is that I thought we would say the Serenity Prayer together. As many of you know Sandra from AA, she was really a lifelong AA member. So I thought that she would like for us to say that prayer together. I have a wonderful video photo montage of Sandra through the years. I want to give everybody on the call the opportunity to share their memories. We're going to say a final prayer together on a memorial video and have some closing remarks. So hopefully I'm sharing my screen right. So wave at me if I'm doing something wrong. All right. So here goes the Serenity Prayer.
I don't think we can hear it.
I had a hard time hearing it.
Can't hear it?
I can't hear it, no.
I don't think so.
Can't hear it? No?
I hear
Cheryl,
you.
Cheryl, when you
Yes.
share screen, as you're share screening on the bottom, there are 2 tabs that you need to say share video sound.
Okay.
So stop sharing and then reshare and click those and it'll let you hear the sound.
Oh, thank you.
How do you see yourself? I mean, how do you do that?
I'm not sure.
You have to click the video and say allow video.
Oh, okay. Where do you do that at?
Tomorrow.
Near the bottom of your Zoom.
It hopes or broken dreams.
Can you hear it now?
Relationships that
failed to
gone bad
start
or ended.
Can you guys hear it now?
Yep.
I can hear you.
A bad habit or addiction. Anger or grudges against someone. Now, answer the following questions. Is there anything I can do to change the situation? If so, I pray for the courage to change what I can. If there is nothing I can do to change the situation and is completely out of my control, I pray for God to help me accept what I cannot do anything about, and also, I will pray that He gives me wisdom so I will know when to take action and when to let it go and leave it in His hands. I will trust Him, and as I do, my soul shall be calm and untroubled. I will experience His wonderful peace that transcends all understanding. This is serenity. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Visit newdaybooks.com today to get your free book, 7.
All righty.
I don't know why I can't see.
Oh, so next I have I'm glad we got the audio working. Thank you for your technical assistance. Next we're going to take a look at a video montage of Sandra through the years.
Well, I guess you won't be able to see me because I can't figure this out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Darn it.
And here we go. right. So hopefully you saw some pictures there of Sandra that you surprised you over the years. She was a beautiful young lady, was always very popular with the boys growing up. All right. So this is your chance. You can unmute yourself and please tell me why you're here today and why share a memory of Sandra. So anybody that wants to go first. Or I'll call you out. Okay, thanks. Hi, Robbie.
Hey, hi, thank you. I'm always one to jump up first when the soul moves me. And I really have to say, I've known Sandra quite a few years, and I sponsored her for a while, and we became really, really, really close friends. And I remember one memory I'll never forget. My back was hurting so bad, so she went to the ER with me, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And we got in quick, though I had this big purple jacket on, and it reminded me of Willy Wonka and when that girl got squeezed by being a grape. And we were sitting there talking about it, and we started laughing. I mean, really gut laughing. You know how you start laughing with a close friend and you can't stop because you each say 2 words and it keeps going? Well, this was when the nurse was taking my vitals. It was a guy. And he's trying to get my blood pressure, but I'm laughing so hard, it's not working. So he looked at me, he says, "What's your pain level?" And usually when you go to the hospital, you have a 9 or a 10. Well, I was honestly, because of the program, I said a 2. And he threw the board, you know, the clipboard down on the desk and walked out. And I looked at Sandra, I said, "Well, I'm here till 5 a.m. I just went to the back of the line." And we just rolled, and every time we spoke, we would bring that memory up. And she also helped me with my grandbabies. You know, she would come over to the house and we'd sit down, we'd play Play-Doh, we'd make dinner. She helped, the major thing this past year she did was she helped me move. I was in such a jackpot, and I called her and I said, "Sandra, I'm moving tomorrow, can you help me?" She said, "Sure, pick me up." And I get God bumps when I say that, due to the fact that that's a soul, I want to say friend, soulmate, knowing that anything you need, they have your back, and I had her back. That's why I was so shocked when I heard that, because the day that she passed, I called her 2 days prior and I asked her if she would come help me with the kids here at my daughter's house, and she said yes. So on the 5th, I called her to see what time she wanted me to pick her up. And then I found out a friend of ours, Derek, passed, and I was telling her about Derek, and I not ever got a return. So that was just God's way of telling me that everything's okay. Beautiful lady. I mean, she helped everybody, and she was so polite and so mannerism. You know, I've not even
not all the time.
and the finger up when she drank coffee or tea. I'm like, what's with the finger, girl?
Oh yeah, our mother taught us that. Yeah, you keep that pinky up when you. That's she actually went to charm school. That was like a big joke in my family that when we were growing up, Sandra, you saw how beautiful she was. She played the piano. She was very talented, and our parents had very big dreams for her. And they sent her to charm school, and we always laughed about that later on, you know, because.
Yes, I picture her in a movie with all these women that have books on their heads, and they're walking in circles, you know, in the charm school, you know. And I always had, and every time I saw her, she would sit and say, "How are you?" It wasn't, "I got a problem." It was, "Robbie, how are you? What's up?"
Yeah.
You know, just like we always talk when we talk, you know, we wake up, thank God, put on our armor, and we did a lot of program talk all the time. That's all our talk was. You know, and then I went over to her house and I saw her new place when she moved there.
That's nice.
And
place, yeah.
I would, on Madison, and I would pick her up for meetings. You know, and we would go to meetings together. So I learned a lot from Sandra, and I grew a lot with Sandra. And she's still with me today. I feel her presence. Just because her body is left, her soul is still. What I do when people pass, for me, mourning is a way of telling myself that I cannot say I love you anymore, or I can't get that affectionate hug to say I love you because your body's not there anymore. So that's why people tend to mourn. So what I learned is God showed me to roll out this red carpet in my soul when someone passes, deal with it, but also say, okay, can you get on the red carpet so I can roll you in my soul with all the other spirits of mine, family members, friends that have passed, and now you're in my soul with the Holy Ghost, and you go with me everywhere, every day, all day.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Robbie. That's very nice.
Okay, so that's
is there anybody else that would like to
Thank
share a
you.
memory of Sandra?
I'd like to say something.
Okay, Shell.
I'm Shelley, and I was Sandra's AA sponsor. I didn't know her a real long time, but she did open up to me being her sponsor. And I learned a lot about Sandra. She was a wonderful lady. I loved her to death in the short time that I knew her. She had her struggles, which we all do. We all have our struggles. But she was really wanting to get into recovery, and we were getting ready to start our steps again when she didn't show that Tuesday for the meeting when we were supposed to work our steps. And so I had talked to her, I think it was probably that Sunday before was the last time I had talked to her. And she was in good spirits, and we had a nice long conversation. And I just wanted to say what a lovely lady she was, and the fond memories I will carry with me of her. And she's got to have a lovely family with her being such a lovely lady.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to share a memory?
Cheryl,
Yes.
Denise, I've known both of you for.
Unfortunately, dear, there's a lot of feedback on your line, so I don't know if we're going to be able to have you speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
So Mom, just if you can mute the other Denise, because there's two.
Oh, that's what the problem is.
Yeah.
Let me just get out of that.
So which Denise is talking? Denise?
No, it's good now, but Denise, you're muted, so you have to unmute yourself.
Ooh, big crowd. Denise, did you want to try to talk again?
She is. She's muted. She doesn't know she's.
I love technology.
Right?
It's a little microphone on the bottom, Denise, like next to the video.
I want to stay illiterate.
All right, well, you keep trying to
We
unmute
can't hear
yourself,
you
Denise.
yet.
Oh, wait, I found
Oh,
it.
there you go. There you go.
Yay!
You need a 2-year-old to help.
So, this is emotional for me, but I've known Sandra as long as I've known Cheryl, her sister, for over 30-some years, and we've had our ups and downs. And Sandra's always been a wonderful person to me, and we've spent many holidays together, and I will never forget them, and I will never forget her. She'll always be a part of me.
Thank you, Denise.
You're welcome.
There were some really nice comments on Facebook that that people shared, and I'll just say that it meant so much to me when I made that post. I told myself I was going to cry. It meant so much to me that everybody stepped up and said so many nice things about my sister. And growing up with Sandra, she was always a shining light and always a character. And just you can see some of the comments that you see there. She was just always. I'll share a funny story of Sandra when we were growing up, and some of you have heard the story, so I apologize. When we grew up in Olmsted Falls, Sandra was, she was the beauty queen, right? She was pretty, she was popular, and she usually didn't ride the bus home with me because she was cool and she had friends with cars that would give her rides. Well, we looked a lot different. As you can see, I was always kind of plump, and there were these two twin wrestlers that I think were in her grade and not in my grade. Their names were the Deekmans. If there's any Olmsted Falls alumni, we all remember the Deekmans. They were blonde, and they used to love to tease me on the bus. It was always teasing me this or that. So one day, I guess her ride fell through, and she decided to ride the bus. She didn't sit by me, but she was riding the bus. So they started to make fun of me like they always did, and she very casually walked behind them and slammed their heads together, and then slammed their head against the window. Now, you saw pictures of Sandra, when she was in high school, she was like 105 pounds dripping wet. And these are twin wrestlers, like the star wrestlers from the school. And she freaked them out. And all I say is that they never made fun of me again. So, I think a lot of the comments that I've heard from you and from the people in the audience is that, you know, she had that way of protecting others, you know, and of really loving people and surprising you with, you know, an occasional headbutt here and there. I don't know if is there anybody else that wants to speak before I move on to the next part?
Elizabeth. Yes, I would.
Okay, Elizabeth, go ahead.
I'm Elizabeth Garenser. Thank you. I'm Elizabeth Garenser, and I knew Sandra from a 12-step group, and I didn't stay in the group. I was in it for maybe a year or so I'd known her for a few years when she passed. But I'd have her over to my house sometimes, and we would just have tea together, and I was teaching her how to crochet. And I just really treasured her friendship. She would text me out of the blue, just checking on me in the mornings, and all those things are precious memories to me. She was a good friend. She was a lovely person. You know, she had her struggles, but I'm glad she's not struggling anymore.
Right.
But I miss her. So thank you for having this memorial.
Oh, you're welcome. And I want to thank everybody that's joined us today and has shared some memories of Sandra. And so we have a final prayer to, so no, let's go ahead and I'll play that real quick.
Wait, Cheryl.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
If that's a final prayer, I've written something. Would now be the time to share it?
Yes, that would be lovely.
Okay, all right, hold on. Let me take care of.
Don't forget to introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are.
Sorry for the background, guys. I've got a fussy toddler. I'm Sarah. I'm Sandra.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, everybody. I'm Sandra's second to oldest. Yeah, I'm there in the picture on the left-hand side. All right, so hold on. I have to switch screens. Let me know if you guys have a hard time hearing me with the kid in the background. Okay. So I kind of just tried to like write this little thing. So if I could describe my mom in 3 words or phrases, I would say she was full of life. She marches to the beat of her own drum, and she was conflicted. She always found a reason to smile, maintaining and exuding love and life through all life struggles. When we were kids, she made up songs, did crafts with us, baked and cooked for us, ran free in the grass or at the beach, and found beauty in the mundane. I personally was a sensitive kid, often getting lost in the details. I often felt that my mom could reach me in that place and point out the little, beautiful, curious details of everyday life. Her laugh was loud, which was embarrassing when I was a kid, and now I fear that I'll embarrass my son the same way. Every day I see her in my parenting, her unique, loving and freestyle form of letting me lead, showing me support is something that I now embrace as a mother. I find myself as a mom singing and baking and playing in the grass and showing my son a small flower, and I feel like I'm living my memories all over again. As you all saw in the memorial invitation, we ask that you don't wear black. Anybody who knows my mom understands this without a question. If it was glittery or sequined, leopard print, or brightly colored, she owned it. Her hair never had fewer than 3 scrunchies in it, and they were usually accompanied with a large hat or a large clip. Okay, and actually, I'm going rogue here, but so some of you guys may already know, but I'm actually going to be, I've been cleaning out her old place, and I'm going to be moving into it. And so as I've been going through her things, I found a bag, like one of those tote bags. I found a bag full of scrunchies. There has to be, I think, no fewer than probably 50 scrunchies.
Wow.
And then, like, on all the doorknobs throughout the house, there's scrunchies on the doorknobs, and there's makeup everywhere. Like she's
yeah, she would not go anywhere without makeup.
Makeup queen.
Yeah,
she would never go anywhere without makeup on.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
I did my best when I sponsored her to get the makeup off and just be.
I know,
And-
right? Because she just had such a pretty face. She was always so worried. Hence the bright red lipstick today. I was kind of trying to channel my mom here.
There you go.
And then, yeah, I mean, she has, again, as I'm going through the house, she's got just, all these little containers full of jewelry too. So I'm getting her stuff together. I'll probably, I don't know if anybody, I don't know, I'm kind of winging it here, but maybe I'll have
I'd like to just ask you, may I have a scrunchie?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what? Maybe what I'll do is I'll put her stuff aside and maybe put some kind of like Facebook event out or something for anybody who may want to like come down and grab something before I donate it.
Yeah, I just want a scrunchie to put on my doorknob because she helped me move. She helped me move, and I had to go pick up somebody, come back, and she says, "Robbie, I blessed your house," and that's so awesome. I mean, I got God bumps right now, and that's the Holy Spirit talking. So I was like, every time I come in my house and I see this cross, that she blessed, she's there, So it's that's what I mean. I miss her, though I don't mourn, because she's with me spiritually, and she's not in any pain anymore of anything. She had many struggles. Yeah. I know we all do. So she's not in pain anymore. That's why I'd like just one little scrunchie if possible.
Yeah, well, I got a whole bag of them, so.
I know you said you had 50, so I didn't think you missed one, so.
Yeah. All right, so I'll get back to the pre-written statement here. All right, so she always had long hair, and it was she told me once.
I'm sorry.
Sorry? She told me once a few months ago that actually like her hair had become a statement, because I was always like, Mom, why do you put all these scrunchies in your hair? Like, because you guys know she'd do it like the whole way down. Like, you have all this long hair, but then you cover it up with scrunchies. I'm like, why do you keep such long hair? She's like, well, because my hair has become something of a statement. It's become part of my identity. So anyway, so she's like, so she always had long hair. And when I was a kid, she dyed it red and left it down. So she didn't always actually do the scrunchie thing. She listened to 80s music and thought that belching was hilarious. So when I say that she the beat of her own drum, as it were, was something she embraced and wore proudly. I found courage in this as I go through my own life. It can be uncomfortable to go through this world embracing your own quirkiness, especially when you have a lot of it. Because of her, I have a deeply rooted sense of authenticity as I pass through life stages. It feels like an anchor, or maybe a happy secret, and in parentheses, I say, well, maybe not so secret, because I'm pretty flamboyant. So, but anyway, it's like this little happy seed inside that I can keep with me and use to find strength in it with each turn. And then, I said that my mom was conflicted. So, she made no secret of it, that she had some deep wounds and struggled with her mental health and her addictions. So I'm going to talk openly about that here too. I'm grateful for her courage to be outspoken. It helped to normalize an issue that affects so many people, many of whom attempt to hide it. I would, however, it would be a lie to say that this wasn't a painful experience for her kids. It was painful, and it is painful, but she never stopped working on herself. And this was always the amazing thing. She was always trying and always growing. She did her best to be accountable to her children and her loved ones, and she did her best to honor herself without shame. She did her best to remain humble and allow us the freedom to tell her how we felt and to try to grow together. She did her best to learn to love herself. And I think she was actually beginning to do this in the last several years of her life. I saw, I'm going rogue here now because I'm done reading what I wrote, but I mean, I saw a lot of growth in her, especially in the last few years. Really kind of coming into her own, embracing, really embodying just her own identity and owning all the good and the bad, and doing her best to be accountable to me and my siblings and everything. So, I mean, it was at times pretty painful, and it still is, but she really did try. And so, I mean, there's nobody else that I know that was so full of life and so full of love, especially with such deep conflicts. And she was amazing. I mean, I can remember, now I'm trying to decorate my own place and put up a Christmas tree with my kid and bake all these things. And all I remember is doing those things with her when I was a kid. So that's all I got. That's what I wanted to share.
That was beautiful, Sarah. Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
I don't want to cut anybody short. If there's anybody else that wants to speak, please unmute yourself and give me a shout out. I know, Ruth, I know you're out there. I don't know if you wanted to say anything. But
I'm Mary Lee, and I was Sandra's OA sponsor for 3 years. And she and I got to know each other real well, and she told me a lot about all the struggles that she had gone through. A couple of times she got angry at me for doing a couple of things that she really didn't want to do in program, but I knew it was other things that were making her angry. So I always stuck by her. And then she'd call me back and she'd say, okay, I'm ready to be back now. And I said, well, I never left. I always was your friend. And I talked to her on Monday before she passed. And I said, I'm here for you. Plenty of people love you. You've got your family, your kids, your grandkids, you know, and take care of yourself because we all want you to survive here. And she would call every day or every other day and let me know what was going on with her. And I just remember all those times when I'd pick her up for a meeting or whatever. And she was always so wonderful and sweet to everyone.
Yes.
And she did what she could do to keep herself going. And that's what I remember about her.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak? I will say that I tried to put as many pictures of her grandchildren out there as I could, but I don't have all of them. So if I didn't mean to leave anybody off, so I don't know if anybody's watching, so please don't think that I just took the pictures that I had available. So I'm sorry, was there somebody else that wanted to say something?
Yes, please. My name is Maria, and a stranger to probably most of you. I'm someone who has been affected by Sandra's life, not through meeting her personally, but through the lives of her fruit. So I'm friends with Sarah, and I've met Rebecca and also her other son. And I just, I do feel like I have encountered some of her brightness and the impact that had in the world through her children. So even though I've never met her, I am grateful for her life and to her for being a mother to such lovely individuals. So I just wanted to testify to the ripple effect that she has had, even for someone who's never had the chance to meet her in person. So just wanted to say thank you.
That's very sweet. Thank you. All right, well, moving right along, we're going to go ahead and have a final prayer before our closing comments. If I can get out this to work, right.
Right.
God our Father, your power brings us to birth. Your providence guides our lives. And by your command, we return to dust. Lord, those who die still live in your presence. Their lives change, but do not end. I pray in hope for my family, relatives, and friends, and for all the dead known to you alone. In company with Jesus Christ, who died and now lives, may they rejoice in your kingdom, where all our tears are wiped away. Unite us together again in one family to sing your praise forever and ever. Amen.
I like the idea of having our tears wiped away.
Can I say something real quick?
I just wanted to say thank you for everybody for supporting Sandra, for supporting our family, for being, such good friends to her, and for joining us here today. Is there anybody else? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think we had somebody else who wanted to talk.
No, I just wanted to say something if I could.
Sure.
Okay, what really hit me as that prayer was going, and I wrote this in a comment to you when Sandra passed, was I've never met anyone so devoted with so much fortitude in being one with Jesus, saying, preaching, speaking, teaching on a daily basis, moment to moment. I've not ever, we would get taught, I talked about Palladians, okay? We'd start talking about Palladians, and she'll say, I don't understand that. It's not Jesus. So that was our little tips back and forth. Though every time we would discuss something, she would always round it to what would Jesus do? And that's one thing I know. She had an undying, everlasting faith in Jesus, and she made sure people knew it. I hope that makes sense to you, but I just want to know that was such a amazing quality that, is not found much today, and this world is coming down to that choice, yes or no.
Right.
So I just want to thank you highly for doing this. It's helped me a lot to put my emotions into spaces that they need to be. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you for everybody that joined us today. We had a pretty big crowd. I think we have 26 people. So it's nice to know that, we can still get, in light of COVID, we can still come together and celebrate Sandra's life. So I did attempt to record this session today, and I'm going to post the link on her Facebook page along with the link to the memorial videos with the pictures. And, and just on behalf of Sarah and Ruth and all of her children and grandchildren and our family, thank you all for joining us here today. It means so much.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you. God bless, Godspeed.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Love you, Sarah. Love you, Ruth. Love you, Carly.
Love you. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl.
All right. Bye-bye.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you.
Talk to you soon.
Okay.